Rebuilding the village dynamic. Facilitating the transition of free-ranging dogs into new homes. Here we cover an important aspect of canine behavior in ecology, rebuilding the village dynamic when adopting free-ranging dogs. I firmly believe that understanding and implementing this process is crucial for the successful integration of those dogs into their new homes. And here we will explore the process involved and the vital role of dog parents, trainers, and behavior consultants in supporting this transition. Firstly, let us delve into the concept of the village dynamic. Dogs by nature are social beings that thrive within a community where they form relationships. In many free-ranging dogs populations, such as those found in rural and urban environments, those dogs often establish dynamic social structures interacting with both other dogs and humans. This communal lifestyle is deeply ingrained in their behavioral repertoire. Understanding the transition. When free-ranging dogs are adopted into a new household, they undergo a significant shift in their social environment. They leave behind the familiar dynamics of their previous community and enter an entirely different setting. And this transition can be overwhelming for them as they are suddenly faced with an unfamiliar structure, new humans, and potentially other resident animals. Recognizing the need for a gradual adjustment and rebuilding of the village dynamic is critical for dogs' well-being and successful integration into their new family. Now, we must include here an essential note on the tremendous stress dogs are exposed to when they are removed from their free-ranging lifestyle and transferred to another place. That means being approached or captured both to a vet medical clinic for check, vaccination, and likely put into a crate, shipped to a plane, or transported by long trips by car. And when they get to destination, they may need to spend some time to a shelter or in the buildings of an animal welfare organization, or they are fostered by somebody who offer a transitional period and until they are adopted by a human family. And all of this is quite a long and stressful process. So we need to put ourselves in the dog pose and think from their perspective, considering the huge stress and sometimes the real trauma they're coming from. Rebuilding the village dynamic is a process that aims to recreate, to the best of our ability, the circumstances the dog experienced in their previous communal life. This process involves thoughtfully introducing elements that mimic their former social environment, providing these dogs with a sense of familiarity and security. Let's now explore a few core points. 1. Give time to the dog. One of the most critical aspects of facilitating a successful transition is to give the dog ample time to adjust to their new environment. Free-ranging dogs are accustomed to a life of independence, and suddenly being confined to a new space can be overwhelming. Patience is key, and we should avoid rushing the dog into situations or pushing them to adapt too quickly. Allowing them to explore at their own pace and providing a safe space where they can retreat when needed is crucial. Time provides the opportunity for the dog to observe, understand, and gradually accept their new surroundings. 2. Let the dog choose their preferred space. In free-ranging dogs' environment, dogs have the freedom to choose where they sleep, eat, and spend their time. When transitioning to a new household, it is essential to respect their individual preferences. Instead of setting strict rules about where the dog should be, let them select their preferred spots within the house. This approach allows the dog to feel a sense of autonomy, reducing the likelihood of stress or anxiety associated with living arrangements that they may not prefer. 3. Let the dog approach you. It is crucial to allow the dog to approach you at their own pace, at their own rhythm. Approaching a dog too forcefully or invading their personal space can trigger fear or anxiety, hindering their ability to trust and bond with you and the new family. Instead, adopt a patient and non-threatening approach, allowing the dog to initiate contact when they feel at ease. Building a relationship based on trust and positive experiences is paramount in facilitating a dog's process. 4. Be gradual in introducing dogs to other dogs and people. When integrating a free-ranging dog into a new household, consider that free-ranging dogs may have had limited or varied experience with other dogs and humans. And each dog will have their own comfort level with social interactions. Allow the dog to observe and interact from the distance initially, gradually increasing exposure as they become more comfortable. Avoid overwhelming them with multiple new faces or sudden introductions, and this can stress them. 5. Do not apply necessarily the same practices you used with companion dogs. When working with free-ranging dogs transitioning into new homes, it's important to recognize that their previous lifestyle may differ significantly from the lifestyle of a traditional pet companion dogs. Free-ranging dogs have developed their own survival strategies and behaviors that might not align with the typical practices we employ with pet companion dogs. And for instance, leash training may not be a familiar concept for free-ranging dogs, and they might not have been accustomed to that type of training. So introducing a leash too abruptly or forcefully may just create stress and resistance. Instead, we need to take a patient and gradual approach. It's important to allow the dog to adjust to their feeling or wearing a leash and give them time to learn to walk calmly according to their needs. And similarly, playing with the ball or engaging in structured games may not be familiar to free-ranging dogs. Their natural instinct might lean towards exploring their environment, chasing scents, and engaging with instinctual behaviors. So instead of assuming they will immediately engage in the same play activities as pet companion dogs do, we should observe their preferences and gradually introduce new forms of play and activities, respecting their individual interests. 6. Observe the dog. Put yourself in a state of observation. Observation is a key aspect of understanding and working with free-ranging dogs in their new homes. By adopting a state of observation, we allow ourselves to better understand their behaviors, preferences, and needs. Observing the dog involves paying attention to their body language, vocalization, and response to various stimuli. When we put ourselves in a state of observation, we become attuned to the dog's signals and communication cues. This allows us to identify signs of stress, fear, or discomfort, enabling us to respond appropriately and adjust our approach. Observation also helps us identify the dog's individual strengths, fears, and potential triggers. By understanding the dog's unique characteristics, we can tailor our approach to address their specific needs. And by avoiding rigid expectations and observing the dog's responses and preferences, we can provide a supportive environment that promotes smoother transitions. Remember, each dog is an individual with their own history and unique requirements. Leveraging the village dynamics and adapting our practices and approaches accordingly, we can tremendously help those dogs. Seeking professional advice. It is essential to note that the guidelines provided here are preliminary and serve as a general framework for understanding the process of rebuilding the village dynamic when adopting free-ranging dogs. Each dog's individual circumstances, history, and needs may vary, and it's crucial to seek professional advice and guidance when embarking on this journey. If you are considering adopting a free-ranging dog or you already adopted one, I encourage you to consult with a trainer, a behavior consultant specialized in working with those dogs. We are here to help. We can provide personalized guidance and support tailored to your specific situation. For professionals interested in expanding their skills by supporting people adopting free-ranging dogs, we invite you to connect with us. Our team of experts can tutor your process. We promote the welfare and well-being of free-ranging dogs in their natural environment. However, we are also ready in assisting their successful integration into new homes by supporting dog parents and professionals working with dog parents. We can provide resources, mentorship, and guidance. Adopting a free-ranging dog requires patience, understanding, and commitment. Together, we can create harmonious relationships between those incredible dogs and their new families. Please feel free to reach out if you have any further questions or if you would like to further explore this important area of canine welfare, dog behavior, and human-animal interaction. Visit www.marcoadda.com. Thanks for watching.